we're going to continue with the individual interviews. No pun intended.
Welcome, you're looking well.
You're not too bad yourself.
Thank you very much. Now, enough of semantics. What are your inspirations as a documentary?
I suppose I was really inspired by all of the stark realism of The Office and Spinal Tap. I was also so inspired by some of your early work.
Oh, thank you very much. Can I just say that was one of the best answers to that question I've ever heard?
Well, Carter said that was one of the best questions.
Thank you very much, but I try to stay modest. What would you say are your main inspirations as a human being?
I suppose, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, all the German Impressionists,
What's your favourite type of animal?
Injured animals, so that I can nurse them back to health.
Do you feel that the Irish peace process would have been possible without it?
No.
So, how do you think the film's going to be received, globally?
I think it's going to be received quite well.
The Oscars?
No, Golden Globes. You see, Oscars are voted on by a group of people who, thousands who really don't know anything about film, whereas Golden Globes are voted on by the critics, the foreign critics who, a panel of experts really, and I think that's really more merited.
Peace of mind or world peace?
I think a piece of cake.
Coke or Pepsi?
Well, I certainly wouldn't say lasagna, because that wasn't one of the options, was it? What is it? The sound you make when you want someone else to answer the door. That's not important right now.
So here we are, 3 weeks after we first met, final interview with Quitus Fifth.
Well, first off, I'd just like to thank you for how nice you've been, just on behalf of all four of us.
It's a bit gay.
Oh, it's not actually gay, it's just overcompensating for latent homophobia.
What did I tell you about using big words?
So, in the next few weeks, you're going to be releasing your debut album. Can you tell everyone what it's called?
It's a self-titled album.
Self-titled album. Okay.
Yeah. It's called Album. It's also a concept album.
Oh, what sort of concepts do you deal with in the album?
It's sort of a collection of about 10 or 12 concepts, or as we like to call them, tracks.
So after the release of your album, you're going on quite an extensive tour.
Yeah, we're going to New York, Paris, Rome, London, the Moon.
Right, the Moon.
Yeah, they've got a pretty sort of strange-ish music festival going on over there. I believe it's called No Oxygen.
And then we're also playing this festival in Monaco during the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. I think it's called Skelextric Picnic.
Okay, now finally, just to wrap up, what are your aspirations for your life? I'm going to start with you, Taylor. Let's start with you.
Well, as you know, I'm a political activist, and I think my main goal is to bring about the end of the reign of the capitalist machine over the populace with my music.
And what about you, Nathaniel?
Well, my dream is the greatest honour a man can have, a Christmas #1.
And what about you, Craig?
Well, Taylor and Nathaniel have some really good ideas, but personally, I just want to live a rich and fulfilled life. It's what it's all about for me.
I just want to bring music back to the people.
quality was a bit off.
But the ending was in black and white.
That's a good point.
I mean, personally, I'm actually amazed how they actually got everything on the set to be black and white. I mean, how did they do that? Like,
So we're all agreed that the ending in black and white is a good thing.
without a doubt.
Yeah, that's pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to give this film first place because the ending is in black and white.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we might as well, because, like, let's face it, the rest of these films are pretty awful now, so. Yeah.
Wow, that was really outstanding.
Yeah.
I love the way they mocked us, the real panel, playfully, but the way they said that we don't really care about editing or any of that, we just care about it for its cultural value with its black and white ending.
Yeah, I really love the way the filmmakers said, no pun intended, and there was actually no pun intended. It was fantastic. It was just a brilliant mocking of the way some people say, no pun intended, and they actually
There is a
have
pun intended, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all agree here that it's an excellent film.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of think that one of the more interesting actual parts is that the filmmaker was the main character. You know, because it kind of parodied movies like Spinal Tap and The Ruttles, which undoubtedly, this film would be in the same sort of categories, the sort of the mockumentary, the band sort of thing, but it isn't. It's actually a parody on the parody itself, by putting the filmmaker as the main character. And also how, you know, it's scripted so that the filmmaker is constantly trying to impress, you know, us, the panel, by sort of showcasing his different talents, which, you know, become more and more outlandish, you know, ranging from, you know, sort of showing off the fact that he's intelligent by reading Yeats' poetry, and then, you know, sort of showing us that he's physically fit, and culminating with, you know, solving a Rubik's Cube. You know, mathematical genius never really had anything to do with making a movie, did it?
No, it didn't.
I think it really actually made fun of the way that, you know, all the other entrants to the competition sort of tried to, you know, get their talents into the movie.
Well, I think we have our winner, gentlemen.
I think
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I personally thought that was outstanding, actually.
The closing sequence was a joke. They were absolute idiots. What kind of moron will come up with any sort of joke and claim to expand with some sort of postmodern irony? Then they come up with a panel just to patronise the audience. They explained every single joke. Like, what just happened? It's ridiculous. This is getting more and more ridiculous. The idea that you can just say, outstanding at the beginning of each new scene, and just expect us, the real panel numero uno, just go along with it. It's just cheek these people.
What if there's another panel that's waiting to judge us?
No.
Emmanuel Kant's The Copernican Revolution in Philosophy.
These guys are young and inexperienced and have no clue how to end the film. If I were them, I'd end it very quickly.